My dad told me I wasn't his son anymore, on Father's Day. So I cut them off. Now they're begging me to save the business I basically ran for them. It started on Father's Day. My dad took my brother and his sons fishing. I only found out because I saw a photo online. I called him and asked what was going on. His response? "You're not part of the family the way they are." When I pushed back, he added, "You're a disappointment. I don't tell people you're my son." Then my mom got on the phone and said, "Why are you making a big deal again? Just let them enjoy the day." I said, "Understood." And that night, I went no contact. But I made another choice after that. A decision that hit them harder. Now, they're showing up at my door, pleading for help. This might not get much attention because I rarely post and it's long, but maybe someone out there will understand, or just roast me, and honestly, I don't care. I'm typing this on my phone in the kitchen because I can't sleep, so forgive the messiness. So, yeah, it was Father's Day. At first, I didn't think much of it. My family isn't super close, but we're not completely distant either. Usually, there's a group text, a meme, or my mom reminding everyone to call dad. But this year, nothing. Not a single message from my dad, mom, or brother. It was weird, but not wildly unusual. I figured they were just busy. Maybe I'd hear from them later. Then I was scrolling through stories on my phone and saw a tweet from my cousin, a blurry photo of a bunch of people on a dock holding fish, all smiles. I almost passed it by until I noticed something. That was my dad, my brother, and his sons. In the background, I spotted my uncle and other family members. It was clearly a whole event, not just a quick trip. And there was my dad in the middle, looking like he won a prize, holding up this ugly catfish. They were at the same lake we used to visit as kids. I zoomed in, no doubt about it. It was them. I scrolled back through my texts, thinking maybe I missed something. Nothing. Not even a, "Hey," or, "Wanna come?" No mention at all. I even checked our family group chat. Dead silent. And yeah, it hurt. But more than anything, I was confused. There hadn't been any big fights lately. In fact, I was literally at their house last week, helping my dad set up his new phone, because he hates dealing with tech. He said nothing about a trip, just acted normal, even asked for help with his email. It started to bother me, so I texted my brother, Oliver. Just a simple, "Hey, you guys at the lake?" Trying not to sound salty, but clearly fishing for a clue. He left me on read. So I just called my dad. He answered, didn't even say hi, and sounded annoyed, like I'd interrupted something major. I asked if they were having a good time, and he played dumb. So I straight up asked, "Are you at Lake Charlie?" He went quiet, then finally said, "Yeah, we're out here. It's Father's Day, you know how it is." So I asked directly, "Why didn't anyone invite me?" And then came that voice, tired, annoyed. "It's just something for the real family. You're not part of it like Oliver and his boys are." I actually laughed. I thought he was joking. He wasn't. "What does that even mean?" I asked. "You're a disappointment, Elio," he said. "I don't even tell people you're my son." I sat there staring at the wall. I could hear people laughing in the background, someone shouting about a fish. I asked if Mom was there, and he said yes. She got on and immediately hit me with, "Why are you always creating problems? Can't you let them have one nice day?" She sounded exhausted, like I just called at 3 a.m. I asked her if she really thought I was doing something wrong. She sighed and said, "Elio, can you just let it go for once?" So I replied, "Okay. Understood." Then I hung up. I didn't slam the phone, because I'm not an idiot, but I set it down hard enough to rattle my coffee cup. Then silence. I tried to distract myself but couldn't. Went out back and sat on the stairs. Didn't even smoke. I quit last year. But I kept thinking, what did I do? Did I forget something important? Nothing came to mind. I always show up, I help when I can, and I keep to myself. I'm not perfect, but I'm not some criminal. I just don't fit their definition of a real son, I guess. I started thinking about all the other times they left me out, just smaller things before. Like last year on my birthday, they sent a text. No dinner. Nothing. When my car broke down, Dad said to be more responsible. When Oliver's broke, Dad drove out in a storm to help, no complaints. I always assumed I was imagining the favoritism. Apparently not. They've stopped hiding it now. I went inside. My phone buzzed. A text from Mom. Please don't make this a thing. Not even a question. I didn't reply. I cut contact right then. Blocked the group chat, muted their numbers, deleted my dad's contact. I even took their photos off my phone and fridge, not out of spite. It just felt right. I barely slept that night. I kept replaying the call in my head. Then I got mad. Like, no, I'm not begging to be included. If they want a family made up of real people, go ahead. Let's see how well it works without me cleaning up their messes. Because here's the thing. For years, I've been the one handling their bills, tech issues, even some of the family business finances because my dad can't manage online banking. Never once got a thank you. I did it hoping they'd eventually notice, or at least treat me like I mattered. But no, and I'm done pretending it doesn't hurt. I'm not trying to win them over anymore. That was Sunday. I haven't heard a word since. But I know it won't last. They always come running when something breaks or someone needs help. This time, though, I'm not even worried. Actually, scratch that. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Anyway, I don't know if anyone else has gone through something like this or if I'm just screaming into the void. Either way, I'm strangely okay now. But also done. So yeah, Father's Day 2024. The year I found out I'm apparently not really one of them. Not sure what comes next, but I'm not taking this lying down. I'll update if anything crazy happens. For now, I'm going to eat some leftover pizza. The one they didn't ask me to bring. Update 1. So here's what happened next. I didn't expect things to move so fast, but they did. The support some of you showed on my last post was amazing, so I'll keep this honest and straightforward. No life lesson here, just what happened. After Father's Day, I went full ghost mode. Group chat muted, main numbers blocked. But I didn't block everyone. I wanted to see how long it would take before anyone noticed I'd disappeared. Not long. Next morning, I got a missed call from Oliver. Ignored it. 2 hours later, my mom texts. Can you help with your dad's TV? It's not working again. Right. I was just told I'm not part of the family, and now I'm supposed to play tech support? Left her on read. Small victory, but it didn't feel like enough. By Tuesday, the group chat was back in action. I didn't leave it, just muted it to watch them squirm. Most of it was from Mom and Oliver. Mom. Stop ignoring us. It's childish. Oliver. Bro, stop making things weird. You always do this. Still didn't reply. That seemed to bother them more than if I'd cussed them out. I went about my day, groceries, vacuuming, random internet stuff. Every few hours, another text popped up. Still nothing from my dad, not surprising. He always waits for others to do the messy stuff before stepping in and acting like he's the wounded party. And this is where it starts getting interesting. My dad doesn't really know how to use his phone, so I set up all of his business accounts and information online. I never got paid for it. I never even got a thank you. All I got was, just take care of it, you know, computers. So when it became clear they wanted to cut me out, I decided that was fine. Let them handle everything themselves. I started by logging into the shared utility account. I checked that all the bills were current. I'd been paying them monthly, sometimes late, because they would Venmo me the money either late or not at all. I removed my card, took my name off the authorized users list, and emailed the provider asking them to transfer the account to my father's name. Then I moved on to the phone plans. I texted my brother. You and Dad are now responsible for your own lines. I'm done. No emojis, no drama. I waited a full day and heard nothing, until the calls started. Oliver called first. He left a passive-aggressive voicemail saying I was making a big deal out of nothing and that Dad was too old for this stress. I didn't respond. Then my mom called. She was crying, upset, saying I was being unfair. I felt a little guilty, but then I remembered what happened the Sunday before, and that guilt disappeared. By Thursday, my dad finally called. He didn't say, hello, or anything before starting to rant about how I'm being dramatic, how I always do this, and how I'm causing problems for the family. I pushed back. I told him he made it clear I'm not considered part of the family, so why should I do family chores? He tried to backtrack, saying he didn't mean it that way, but immediately followed it with, "Stop acting out and grow up." I told him to put the accounts in his name or lose access to the services, and then I hung up. He called back. I ignored it. During all this, I started getting texts from my aunt, cousin, even the guy who posted the fishing photo, asking what happened. I didn't explain anything. I just sent screenshots of the texts from my dad and mom. No commentary, just the facts. I didn't want to stir up family drama, but I also wasn't going to let them think I'd lost it for no reason. Friday is when things really started falling apart. My brother texted in all caps, "Why is the internet turned off?" Dad is freaking out. I told him to call the provider, it wasn't my problem. He tried calling me. I let it go to voicemail. Then my mother showed up at my apartment. She knocked for 5 minutes. When I opened the door, she tried to walk right in like always. I blocked her. She shoved past me anyway, went straight to the fridge, and started yelling that I was ruining everything. I asked if she wanted a drink. She slapped my hand and said I wasn't funny. She wasn't crying this time, just furious. I told her she made me this way. She slammed the fridge and stormed out. It didn't feel good, but it didn't feel bad, either. Later, I saw Oliver's wife post a passive-aggressive meme about people only calling when they need something. It made me laugh. She's always acted like Oliver is the golden child and I'm just the spare. My cousin messaged me, asking if I was okay. I left it on read. By Saturday, my dad's side business account got flagged. He couldn't log in. I'd already changed the security info so he couldn't reset the password. He called me from someone else's phone and started yelling, saying I was ruining everything he built. I told him I wasn't fixing anything, that he could handle it like a real father, and hung up. The truth is, my dad's always treated me this way because I'm not the kind of son he wanted. He wanted someone into sports, fishing, outdoor stuff. That was Oliver. He got the attention. I got the chores and the invisible work. I think my dad honestly believes I owe him for not being the son he wanted. But I don't. Not anymore. The only time I feel unsure is when my nephew texts me, asking if I want to play games online. He's only 10. He doesn't understand what's going on. I didn't answer. I'm not getting dragged back in. Then my brother texted, saying I was a jerk for upsetting his kid and punishing the whole family for dad's mistakes. I didn't respond. I'm done taking the bait. Now it's Sunday again, 1 week after Father's Day. No one in the house has utilities in their name. No phone plans. No access to accounts. A neighbor told me my mom was asking people at the store if they could help her get her phone working. Dad's side hustle is stalled. Oliver's posting less online, which is probably the weirdest part. The best thing is, I know they're all waiting for me to give in. They think if they guilt trip me enough, I'll fix everything like I always do. Not this time. I'm done. I know this isn't some epic conclusion, but honestly, it's just getting started. I still have a few more cards to play, and next week is going to be even more interesting. I'll update again if things get worse. But for now, I'm eating chips and binge-watching YouTube like a villain. He couldn't send invoices. He couldn't access the primary account. Then a client called my phone, because I was the original contact. I told them to call my dad instead. Not my problem anymore. That's when the floodgates opened. Dad blew up my phone, left voicemail after voicemail. One of them so furious he could barely speak, just spitting rage. He accused me of destroying his reputation and everything he built. So I removed myself from everything that night. Later, my mom came pounding on my apartment door. When I opened it, she tried to guilt trip me. "Are you really going to let your father's business fall apart?" I replied, "I'm not doing anything until you treat me like I matter, not just the family janitor." She said I was being overdramatic. I asked her to leave. She slapped my arm hard before storming out and slamming the door. I locked it and sat at my kitchen table, eating cereal like nothing happened. The next morning, I ran into my brother's wife at the store. She didn't even look at me. Later, my cousin texted me, "Could you just fix things for Grandma?" I replied, "I'm not part of the family, remember?" No response. And just like that, everything snowballed. Dad's business flatlined that week. Oliver's credit card got frozen because I removed my name from the account. Mom was asking neighbors if they knew someone who could fix her Wi-Fi. A friend told me Dad was complaining about me at the local pub, calling me ungrateful and spoiled. Meanwhile, I was chilling at home, cleaning my bathroom, watching YouTube, scrolling memes. Then the messages started. People I hadn't spoken to in years suddenly cared. Even Uncle Zane popped in with, "Family should be about forgiveness, not revenge." I told him to take it up with my father. I get why my dad's losing it. He always wanted Oliver to be the golden boy. I wasn't into the same stuff, so he shoved me into the background. I was the fixer, not the favorite. And now that I'm gone, he has to deal with everything I used to handle. It's wrecking him. Some people might say I'm being harsh. I'm not. I'm just tired of being their doormat. They treated me like an outsider, so now they get to figure out life without me. The last message I got that weekend was from Oliver. "You're ruining this family. If you don't fix it, don't bother coming back." I deleted it, turned off my phone, and sat in the dark. And you know what? I slept better than I had in months. The collapse this week started weird. Tuesday morning, someone was pounding on my door, angry, desperate knocking. Then the doorbell. I peeked outside. Oliver's car was parked crookedly. He was muttering to himself before slamming his car door and leaving. An hour later, my phone exploded. 11 messages from Oliver. At first, they just said, "Pick up." Then came the all caps. "What did you do?" "She won't stop crying. Just pick up." I stared at it. She? His wife doesn't cry. Then came missed calls. From Mom, Dad, even my aunt. I ignored them, made coffee. I don't do morning drama. Later, I went to check the mail, and found my mom in the lobby. Sunglasses on. "I'm not crying, look." She said, "Are you really going to let this family fall apart?" I answered, "I didn't start it." She said Dad can't even look at Oliver. Anita, my brother's wife, might take the kids and leave. Grandma's calling every day asking what happened. I told her, "Ask Dad." She said, "You know he won't." She grabbed my arm. I asked her to let go. She did, then blocked the exit. "If you just come help for one day, I'll make sure your dad apologizes." I said, "There's nothing you can give me that I want." She said, "You're being so cold, Ilio. This isn't like you." I shrugged. "Maybe you never knew me." She stormed out. 5 minutes later, Oliver called again. His voice cracked in the voicemail. "You ruined everything. Dad won't talk to anyone until you fix the business. Anita's packing. The kids are crying." I just scrolled through my feed. By Thursday, people I hadn't heard from in years were texting me. Uncle Zane left another voicemail. "Think about the bigger picture. Forgive, for Grandma's sake." My aunt called. "Your father's business is about to fail. No one can access anything." I told her the same thing I told everyone, not my problem. That night, Oliver came back. He started banging on my door again. I cracked it open. He tried to shove past me. I pushed him back. "You're going to destroy this family," he said. I told him, if it's that easy to destroy, maybe it wasn't strong in the first place. He said I was being dramatic. I said I'm just tired of being the backup plan. He threw his hands up. "Fine, do whatever you want." Friday morning, Mom texted, "Your father is sick. He's not eating. You're torturing him." I left it on read. Saturday night, Anita DM'd me. "I don't care what happened. The kids are scared. Oliver won't talk. Your dad just sits there staring at the wall." I didn't reply. Sunday, I ran into my dad at the store. He looked like he hadn't slept in days. Tried to say something, then just walked off. So that's where things are. My phone is full of unread messages. Most say, "Please talk to us. We need you." Oliver sent 11 angry, pleading texts in a row. Grandma left a voicemail. "I don't know what's going on, but I hope you come home soon." I'm not calling her back. Some people might say I should feel bad. But I don't, not right now. I was the family ghost, cleaning up everyone's messes. No one noticed. But the moment I walked away, it all fell apart, and suddenly I'm the villain? They could have learned how to run the business. They didn't. They thought I'd always be there. They were wrong. So I guess this is where I stop updating. Because I don't care what happens next. I'm just going to live my life. Eat some chips, maybe some pizza, and let them figure out how to be a family without me. Thanks for watching the drama unfold. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell, so you never miss a wild new story.